Well, hello and welcome to the Uncalled For. We have a great show planned for you this evening. Welcome everybody and welcome everybody in the panel. Hello. How is everybody today?
Hello.
Very well, very well.
Awesome.
I'm feeling fruity.
That's interesting.
Yeah. And nuts.
Yeah. There we go. That's awesome. No, but it's been a great week. We have school starting next week. I'm excited. Sorry, Matthew.
I'm not.
Yeah. Oh, I bet. Oh.
Are you a bit old for going to school, though, Amy?
Well, I said forget it. He can handle all the stuff now. I'll go to school and just have fun.
Yeah.
So there we go. Yeah, we have some interesting updates on some things we've covered in the past, and we have some very interesting news stories to go over as well. So, yeah, would we like to get started with Andrew Tate, please?
Boo, hiss, boo.
Exactly. This bald little jerk and his dorky looking brother. Sorry. There is no love lost between,
No.
No. This guy is he's just what's wrong with society today. There's just so much of it. This wrong stuff going on. Yes. And we've talked about how in the past about how there is an issue with everything now. And men do have, there's loneliness and everything going on, and men do have it hard, but he's not the answer. And especially after what we read about in this article, this is more like a little bit of an update on his case. So hopefully we won't have to spend too much longer on this shiny-headed jerk. So
Kojak looking mother.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Although
loves you, baby.
Exactly. Telly Savalas was actually not a bad guy, though.
He was cool. Yeah.
He was cool. This guy's not. So here we go. Andrew Tate told his SA victim that he would get her pregnant and lock her in the house. Andrew Tate told an alleged SA victim that he would get her pregnant and lock her in a house, according to prosecution files, which outline graphic evidence of sexual coercion. I can't talk tonight. Sorry, everybody.
It's rare for you, so it's funny.
Yeah.
Exactly.
you must have got what I got.
Exactly. Or just irritated with this. So, yes. Transcribed audio messages referring to women as slaves are also among the evidence compiled by prosecutors and seen by the BBC ahead of the trial against the influencer and his brother Tristan. The prosecution's 300-page case file summary this is the summary. Yeah. Includes an allegation of sexual violence which left a woman with eye and breast injuries, the BBC said. Messages reportedly sent between Andrew Tate and an alleged victim contain threats and references to SA, with the woman left crying and scared. During one incident, she claims Mr. Tate slapped her across the face after telling her to take her clothes off, and that she was unable to reject him as he would hold her head during sex. She also claimed he threatened to get her pregnant and lock her in a house. Both men are facing trial in Romania for human trafficking and forming an organized criminal group with two other defendants, while Andrew Tate is facing a further charge of rape. They have vehemently denied all charges against them and are expected to challenge the prosecution evidence in a pretrial hearing later this month. Audio messages in the summary may originally have been written or recorded in English, then translated into Romanian before being retranslated back into English by the BBC. The BBC reports they are unable to verify whether the messages have been accurately transcribed or whether they were sent by the defendants, as the original evidence is not included in the summary document. Romania's organized crime unit formally charged the Tate brothers in June alongside two Romanian women after they were first arrested in December. The indictment says that the four defendants formed an organized criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania, as well as other countries, including the U.S. and the U.K. In a statement earlier this year, prosecutors said that the Tate brothers had recruited their alleged victims through promises of love and romantic intentions before transporting them to a house near the outskirts of Bucharest. The women were then allegedly forced to produce pornographic content on social media and were sexually exploited through mental coercion and physical violence. The file seen by the BBC includes witness evidence from several of the alleged women who resided at the property, who claim that their income was controlled by the defendants. Prosecutors allege that access to the money made on the OnlyFans site was controlled by Georgiana Nagel, a close associate of the Tates and one of their 2 Romanian co-defendants. She would allegedly pay the women sums of money each month without revealing the total income they had earned through the OnlyFans videos. Witnesses claim that they were threatened with physical and verbal abuse and forced to produce specific content to a strict schedule, with Miss Nagel also charged with physically assaulting one victim. Transcribed text messages in the case file, which are said to be from Miss Nagel, refer to threats to break your teeth or end up in the morgue. Yeah, these people are, as you can see from what we're seeing here, they're absolutely disgusting, and it's very hard to see this and read it. These people are actually horrible. The things that they've done, threatening to kill them, threatening, end up in the morgue. That's obviously a death threat. You've got threats of, sexual assault and worse. It's so you can see why they were stuck there and everything. So it's just.
It must be really hard. I mean, is this going to go to a jury or something? Because it must be really difficult, because you're supposed to be innocent until proven guilty. With someone like this, so insidious. It's like, how, as a juror, could you even take that position that, he could be innocent until we prove him guilty? How could you? Well,
how could anyone who has ever even been anywhere near any of this stuff be impartial? They couldn't. There's no way they could. As far as I'm concerned, it would be very difficult.
Yeah. I mean, not that I care, because he's guilty as fuck and I want him strung up. But, but it's just just asking that question. How can you possibly wipe your mind and
of any of it? Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. And that's the thing. And you have to look over this evidence impartially. And I don't see how people could. I mean, it's just horrible what I'm reading just in this one.
Yeah. And this is only the first.
Yeah. Yep. This is only the first. So this is pretty bad. So yeah, I can just imagine how hard it would be to see every single piece of evidence and hear the testimony and not be affected by it. Yeah, it would be. Exactly. So as we go on with this, this allegedly, it says on content created for TikTok, prosecutors said the defendants took 50% or more of the women's income, and fines of about 10% were imposed for small infractions. Jesus. These included wiping their nose while live, staying too long on a break, or crying while live online.
Whoa.
This allegedly resulted in one woman owing about 4,000 euros, or around 3,412 pounds. A lawyer for both women has said that they deny the allegations, which are not supported by evidence, and they were waiting for the court to decide their innocence. Transcriptions of audio messages from 2020 allegedly sent by Tristan Tate have also been included in the prosecutor's file, in which he appears to say he doesn't want the women to have access to their accounts on Pornhub and OnlyFans. Messages include, I don't want them to have the passwords. I don't want them to have anything. And I don't want to tell them that they have OnlyFans. I want that money to be used by me and you. Screw them.
Oh.
Yeah. Another part of the transcript reportedly reads, mainly, I'm going to slave these B words. I'm going to make them work even more hours and hours and hours. I work these B words like slaves. Slave work. Minimum 10 or 12 hours a day.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Two women who have been classified as victims by the prosecutors have publicly emphasized their support and close relationship with both men and insisted that they did not share their income with anyone.
Whoa.
Yeah, exactly. Prosecutors are hoping to build up a picture of controlling behavior and restrictions against the Tate brothers, largely through witness testimony and messages they claim were sent by the various parties. Newly arrived women were said to be placed under a ban that prevented them from leaving the house without permission and needing to be accompanied by one of the Tate's trusted associates. Files seen by the BBC contain a transcript of an alleged message between one woman to Andrew Tate last year, in which she asks if he's the one running the girl business / OnlyFans and TikTok. Tristan and GR, Mr. Tate appears to respond, but I lead them. The BBC reports that the alleged victim asks him not to use insults such as the B word and whore, and states that I will not have sex with girls. I'm not going to do this, in response to a demand for group sex. She follows by saying, baby, I got a drink for this. I can't do it without drinking. Mr. Tate allegedly responded, don't be boring. I want to see that you submit to me. Shut up, you whore. You will do what as I say. Oh. Yeah, this is how you treat people. Jeez. Anyone. You don't treat anyone like this. This is just disgusting. Oh. But this, yeah. Another woman claimed that his violence during sex was his way of venting frustration when she didn't do what he told her to do. In an interview earlier this year, Andrew Tate strongly denied exploiting any woman and claimed the case against him was completely and utterly fabricated. He also stated that the media and others had taken selected comments out of context and that he had never hurt anybody. A spokesperson for Andrew and Tristan Tate said, we vehemently deny the serious allegations brought against our clients, Andrew Tate and Tristan Tate. The brothers are currently undergoing legal processes in Romania and should be allowed the presumption of innocence. We encourage the media and public to consider all parties involved innocent until proven otherwise beyond any reasonable doubt. The information being put forward is one-sided, allegedly coming from the prosecution's case. Whilst we respect that authorities have to thoroughly investigate any potential wrongdoing, we would like to remind the media and the public that a trial is upcoming and it is a judge's prerogative to rule on the allegations brought forward against Andrew and Tristan. While these complicated legal procedures are taking place, we urge the media and the public to exercise caution in sensationalizing the lives and reputation of two individuals who have no previous criminal record.
Yeah, they just haven't been caught yet.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and they haven't been found guilty yet. Well, you can talk about their reputation because obviously there's video evidence of them acting
100%
the way they do.
Is. Yes.
Yeah, there is, and saying the things that they do. And during their classes, there was one where he told you exactly how to run these businesses that they're accused of running. And it's just,
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, PJ brought in a good point, though. He says you have to prove they acted criminally. Immorally isn't enough in most cases. That's
True.
That's a damn good point.
It is a very good point. But, reputationally, yeah, you can say that these guys are shits because they are. The way they act.
It's not illegal.
Say that, but
it's not illegal to be a shit.
Yeah. No, it's not. It's not.
Yeah.
But no, we can. But I'm talking about their reputations. I'm not talking about guilt or innocence. Mm-hmm. No, yeah, you have to wait until they are formally found guilty. Then you can say, well, now they're criminals. But you can say that they're shits. That's what I'm trying to make the distinction between. I can say, these guys are shits because we have evidence. Yeah, because of the evidence that they've said. It's just. Their videos where they talk about how, women are beneath them and they're not worth anything. Yeah. Okay. You're a misogynist piece of crap.
I do hope the judge is a woman.
Oh yeah.
That was what would be called sweet justice.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And a woman who brought herself up from like a poor background to be a judge and whatnot. Because then you're gonna get that strong-willed, that please God, please.
I would love to see that. That would be brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So it would be really funny. Exactly. But
yeah, we're almost at the end of this one. So
absolutely. So let me go ahead and continue on with these. As stated before, all intimate relationships that the Tate brothers have engaged in have been fully consensual, and private preferences should remain private, not publicized and scrutinized for the sake of entertainment. And I do agree with that. All of that, like I said, all of that will come out in court.
Yeah.
What we're talking about is what is, how we came to know who Andrew Tate is from before this case.
Yeah.
We can talk about that. We can talk about what his channel had. We can talk about his videos that he's had that were public. All of that is public. All of, his Twitter, that's public. I'm sorry, but we can definitely talk about what he's posted on there. And
Exactly.
He
has made such a public figure of himself, behaving in the way that one does that leads to this kind of absolute horrific behavior. And it would be very hard for people to say, no, I never saw anything that was close. Come on, that was his whole life,
Exactly.
What are the tapes they're referring to? They're saying, the tapes were transcribed and back to, into Romanian and then back to English again. What are these tapes they're talking about? I mean, they're not talking about like YouTube videos or anything like that, are they? Or is it some other kind of tape?
It sounds like transcriptions of maybe messages. I
would guess it's like WhatsApp or WeChat or something.
They specifically said tapes.
Yes. And if I could finish, Dunk, those apps have a little button where you can send each other little voice recordings.
Okay.
Right? And I think that's where this comes from, because it makes sense, like one of those apps, right?
Right. Well, hey, MJ says transcripts of phone calls.
Could be, yeah.
It could be, or you can, like on WhatsApp, and I know you can do them on Telegram or anything like that. You can send voice messages.
Yeah.
So instead of typing it out, you can just send a voice message. You can even do it on Discord now. And that's probably what the transcripts are from. Because I know during one of the documentaries, he had sent some of the girls some, and they had shown that he had sent voice messages to them through their WhatsApp and stuff like that. So yeah, you can do that. And that's some of it. And of course, some of the text messages as well. So
another interesting thing is Hey MJ says that the girlfriend was wired by detectives.
Interesting. So that's probably where the conversations were coming from with
yes, that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. So
very much.
Exactly. So we're almost done with this one, and the end part is so lovely. Andrew and Tristan promote traditional masculine values, which is nothing.
Is it?
Yeah, which are perfectly legal and acceptable, aligned with their religious beliefs. They promote a healthy lifestyle, that includes exercising, practicing self-discipline, refraining from using narcotics and alcohol. And masculinity, there isn't a problem with it. But what they promote is women are beneath you and they're subservient to you.
That's right.
No.
Yeah.
So now, I didn't know it was traditional male values to beat up women and be shits on them. When was that a tradition again? I can't remember that one.
Yeah, whose tradition is this? Genghis Khan's?
He was probably more progressive than they were.
Yeah, he didn't make them work for money. He just did the other nasty, rapey stuff.
Exactly. Jeez. So, and the health style, the healthy lifestyle stuff like exercise, make yourself a better person that way. Get fit, get healthy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Sure.
It's the other stuff that I have an issue with, like. Women are beneath me. I am a high value man. I'm a G. So you bow down to me and I hate this word, submit to me.
Is he? What is he? General Zod?
Well, exactly. Exactly. He thinks. Yeah.
I get it. It's traditional Kryptonian values. We just didn't know they were a little bit odd.
Exactly. Exactly.
I kept that out of the comics, I guess.
Yes. Oh, and this last sentence really. The evidence of their positive and transformative influence of Jesus on young men's lives is widely available and overwhelms the scarce allegations against them.
Oh, fuck.
Hang on, I got a minute. Sorry, Amy, but these are also like quotations. Who was saying this again? All this quotation stuff?
Oh, this was a statement from their
lawyer,
spokesperson.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
okay.
spokesperson, which is, just a loose phrase for one of the guys that hasn't been charged yet.
Exactly. But yeah, so that's the latest update on that. And that there were parts that were a little bit of a difficult read, but we got through it.
Yeah.
Because these hopefully very soon, like they said, there is something coming up at the end of the month. So we'll see how that goes. And that was according to this article. So I don't know if it's the end of August or which is this week. So hopefully we'll hear some more about it.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, he could say lots of things about, positive influence on people. I mean, Mussolini was great. The trains ran on time. He's like great positive influence.
Exactly. He was very efficient with trains.
Yeah.
Wow.
You could probably take any dictator and say, well, they're very positive messages. Yeah, kill more people. Very
exactly.
positive.
Yeah, very positive. Let's impose fascism.
Yeah.
But those damn trains will run on time.
And we'll do it with a song.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I'll shut up.
No, it's okay.
We have the I can't remember. That moment when you remember something and then it's gone as soon as you try to say it. But there was an amazing comment the last time we covered Andrew Tate, and I was just about to say it because it would have been an amazing moment, and now I have completely screwed it up.
Brilliant. Thank you. We'll edit that in post.
Yeah. Trust me, it would have been as funny as funny could funny be, but I funnied it.
Oh, those are brain farts. Those become more numerous as we get older,
Yeah, exactly. I think at my age, I have like 4 or 5 a day now. So,
oh God, they're starting to come fast and furious too. So yeah, I forget more than I remember now. So
yeah.
Oh my God, that's an awfully cute child running around my house. Who is that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, this isn't my house.
Yeah.
This is not my wife.
Yeah.
And the days
Why am I
go
here?
by.
Who are these people? Exactly. Yeah. So now we go on to the next one, which should be very interesting as well. We have a it's not so much what happened, it's the aftermath of what happened, which I find rather interesting. I'm talking about FIFA, the World Cup, after everything happened. So if you could bring up one of the articles, please, Dick.
Do you want to start with this BBC one?
Yes, please.
Sure.
We'll start with that one, and let me pull that up as well. Yeah. So let's see. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah,
pretty much. Okay.
Smoochy.
Yes, and there's one of these that does have a timeline, and I'll find that article too, and we'll go over that timeline to get a better idea.
The guy on the right is saying, "Plant one there. Go on, plant one."
Yeah, right in there because he's got his mouth open. So
yeah, that's a mouth meant for a tongue.
Yeah. So there we go. But yeah, this is quite the interesting thing that it's turning out to be. Not so much what happened, which wasn't really appropriate, but it's the aftermath that's strange.
Yes.
So yeah, this should be interesting. Okay, so Spain head coach Jorge Vilda criticizes inappropriate Luis Rubiales kiss. Spain's Women's World Cup winning head coach Jorge Vilda has criticized suspended Football Federation President Luis Rubiales, calling the moment he kissed squad member Jennifer Hermoso inappropriate and unacceptable. Rubiales was suspended by FIFA on Saturday after Hermoso said the kiss prior to the team lifting the trophy was not consensual. And Vilda's entire coaching staff have resigned in protest against Rubiales, but Vilda himself has not stepped down despite his latest comments. The coach was spotted applauding at the Spanish Federation's Extraordinary General Assembly on Friday, where Rubiales gave an emphatic speech in which he repeatedly insisted he would not resign and claimed to be the victim of social assassination. The two had been allies after Rubiales stood by Vilda in September 2022 when 15 national team players pulled out of the squad, saying that the management was affecting their emotional state and health. Of those 15, only 3 opted to return to the Spain squad,
Wow.
which went on to beat England in the final in Sydney. Vilda released a statement on Saturday night saying, "I regret deeply that the victory of Spanish women's football has been harmed by the inappropriate behavior that our until now top leader, Luis Rubiales, has carried out and that he himself has recognized. There is no doubt that it is unacceptable and does not reflect at all the principles and values that I defend in my life, in sport in general and in football in particular. I condemn without doubt any macho attitude, which should be far from an advanced and developed society. A clearly undesirable climate has been generated far from what should have been a great celebration of Spanish sport and women's sport. I reiterate my unwavering commitment to promoting a sport that is a model of equality and respect in our society." FIFA has provisionally suspended 46-year-old Rubiales, a former La Liga player from Levante, any football-related activities for an initial 90 days. Spain's government has also started legal proceedings as they aim to suspend him. Vilda is now the only coach from the women's national team who remains in place, with assistant managers Montse Tomé and Javier Lerga and Eugenio Gonzalo Martin, physio Blanca Romero Moraleda, and goalkeeping coach since Carlos Sanchez, all having quit their posts earlier on Saturday. Yeah, sorry about the mispronunciations, everybody. My Spanish is really bad. You think my French is bad. Some 81 Spain players, including all 23 World Cup winners, said they would not play for the team again while Rubiales was in charge. Rubiales has claimed that the kiss with Pachua forward Hermoso, 33, was consensual, something she strongly denied in a statement. The RFEF then launched a remarkable statement on Friday. This is the interesting part. On Friday night, threatening legal action against Hermoso for her lies.
Whoa.
Yes. So even though this was filmed and there are pictures of him kissing her, yeah, that statement was later altered following Rubiales' suspension, but still carries the threat of legal action against each falsehood that is spread. Like Vilda, the men's national team boss, Luis de la Fuente, also applauded Rubiales' speech on Friday before issuing a statement criticizing him.
I gotta say here, when I first heard this story, I was really confused because I didn't catch that it was women's football. And
Yes.
I just simply thought the coach went over and planted a kiss on one of the players for winning and everything. You know, it was like, oh my God, 2 men kiss. That's so bad. And then when I figured out what was going on, I was like, motherfucker, what a dude. Wow.
Well, the thing in men's football, if they took out all the kissing, the game would be so much quicker.
Yeah. You know that whole thing for pillow time in the halftime show? I don't get that either.
Yeah.
But it seems to me, yes, he was inappropriate, but it seems to me that the team have got a lot of issues with him in the background.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, that's what it sounds like.
It's almost like this has given them, it's like leverage to do something about it.
Yeah.
It sounds like he's been a bit of a creep.
Oh, yeah.
That's what it sounds like too. It's but very surprising that league or whatever that RFEF is came out with that statement saying that they would have legal action against any of the quote unquote lies about anything that happened with that. Yeah. That to me was what the biggest thing was too. That's incredible.
That's not a good look.
No, it's not. So, and that's what makes the whole situation so confusing and so weird.
If it's,
And
if
that's
it's
the
a
weird
misprint,
part.
if it's a misprint and they're going after him for lies, okay then,
Right, but
But
it's
if it's the other
not.
way around, are you kidding
It
me?
is. It
Yeah.
is because
It's basically saying, shut up, don't say anything, do your job.
That's right.
Otherwise,
Yep.
there'll be repercussions.
Exactly. That's exactly it. So yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what happens during the next, any investigations that happen, and see what they're going to do about that.
No,
Because that's incredible. You have both sides. I mean, he gets suspended, but then she is threatened with lawsuits if any of these things come out as falsehoods, supposedly.
yeah.
So it's all alleged right now, but yeah, it's really, what a strange case. Usually these are cut and dried and it's like, oh dear, but not this time. There's just so much going on with it that I just thought we should look at this and say, whoa.
Yeah, I mean, my guess would be with his checkered past and whatnot, there's no way this will stand. His career as a coach is over. And the best thing he could do is freely walk, because he might get a job coaching boys in high school.
Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was the fascinating part. And that's why I figured we should cover this one, because I thought, whoa, never seen this before,
Exactly. Did you want to move on to the AP News one covering this next, Amy?
Yes, please.
Okay.
If we could, that'd be great. And then I will get that up too.
Yeah, FIFA suspends him for 90 days, and it's got his big old mug there.
Yeah, I'm laughing. Now I can't get the link up.
Look at that, That's not a head, that's a projectile. Those ears,
there's your football.
Yeah, they were meant to catch the sides of a massive slingshot for like Paul Bunyan, and they could just use his melon as ammunition.
Exactly.
It looks like he's practicing in the mirror. He's going, you want to kiss me? You want to kiss me?
Yeah.
Well, I'm the only one here.
I have a chin dimple.
Or you could stick your fingers up his nose and probably bowl a decent game,
Exactly. With his own conch.
Just lob his punk ass down the aisle.
Exactly. What is it with these guys that have no hair that do these things?
Yeah.
We got a pattern going here.
Don't shave your head, people. It seems to suck your brain down with it. I don't know what's going on here.
I'm just kidding. These are only just coincidence, though, but it's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Well, we've got some new questions for Starsky next week.
Yeah, we're gonna start looking at him funny.
Yeah.
Oh, it's funny. Yeah.
No, we love you, Starsky. You know that.
Of course.
It's all right. He's not watching.
Exactly. He's hopefully sound asleep. Because it's 4 a.m. or something.
If you were walking down a set of stairs outside, he was just like 5 steps in front of you, the glare off his head could blind you, and you could end up just like falling over the railing or something. I tell you, you got to be careful around this guy.
Yeah, and under the streetlights at night, if they're too bright, this guy, he'll blind you.
Motorcycles coming at you with that big single headlight.
But you wouldn't see anything because he'd be too busy kissing you.
That big old head be in the way. It'd be just like an eclipse happening.
It's looks a corona.
Looks like he's puckering up in this picture right now. Do you want to see how I kissed? You want to see it?
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Reminds me of the salmon I cooked for last Christmas.
Okay, so let's continue on the adventures of Salmon Boy.
Exactly, of Pucker Boy here. Let's see. Okay, so FIFA suspends Spain Soccer Federation President Luis Rubiales for 90 days after World Cup win kiss. Then this might explain a little bit more too. And this one is from Geneva. It says FIFA suspended Spanish Soccer Federation President Luis Rubiales on Saturday while its disciplinary committee investigates his conduct at the Women's World Cup final, which included kissing player Jenny Hermosa on the lips after Spain's victory. The provisional suspension comes less than a week after Spain's 1-0 victory over England in Sydney, Australia, and a day after Rubiales refused to resign despite intense pressure from the Spanish government, women players, soccer clubs, and officials. Rubiales' conduct, which also included, grabbing his crotch, has overshadowed the enormous accomplishment of Spain's first Women's World Cup title. Hermoso said she did not consent to the kiss, and the team's players have said they will not play any more games as long as Rubiales is in charge. It was not immediately clear how FIFA's latest intervention might affect that. FIFA said it removed Rubiales from soccer duties for 90 days pending the disciplinary proceedings opened against him on Thursday. The president of Spain's Women's League, Beatriz Alvarez, told the Associated Press that she believed this was the end of Rubiales' soccer career. The league filed one of several official complaints against Rubiales that Spain's government has received. Luis Rubiales is finished. He has dug his own grave with his axe and his words, Alvarez says. Whether it is because of the action of FIFA or the Spanish government, I am sure that Luis Rubiales won't spend another minute as president of the Spanish Federation. The Federation appointed Vice President Pedro Rocha as acting president. It added in a statement that Rubiales has complete trust in the FIFA's procedures and will use this opportunity to start his defense so that the truth is known and he is proven innocent. The Federation has threatened legal action against Hermoso for refusing to accept Rubiales' version of the kiss that happened at the on-field medal and trophy presentation last Sunday. FIFA has given no timetable for ruling. The body's disciplinary judges can impose sanctions ranging from warnings and fines to suspensions from the sport. Rubiales, who is also UEFA vice president, has been leading the joint bid by Spain, Portugal, Morocco, and possibly Ukraine to host the 2030 World Cup. His suspension means he cannot attend UEFA meetings or vote in October to decide the winning bids for the 2028 and 2032 European Championships. Also Saturday, FIFA disciplinary judge Jorge Palacio ordered Rubiales and the Federation not to contact Hermoso. FIFA said in a statement, Hermoso has said that the Federation pressured her to publicly back Rubiales. Spain's government, via its Higher Council for Sports, filed a lawsuit Friday alleging that Rubiales violated the country's sports laws on 2 counts for an alleged abuse of power and for allegedly committing acts that tarnish the dignity and decorum of a sporting event. If found guilty, Rubiales could be ruled unfit to hold office.
Wow.
Yeah, so we've got he's going to get it from a couple sides, at least from FIFA and from the Spanish government. So that's interesting.
It's interesting that these all these big sports organizations have their own sort of like disciplinary judges and stuff that goes on there.
Yeah.
That doesn't go. It doesn't go to a criminal court, but they still have. It's almost like having a military court martial.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, there's such huge bodies that they have to
have their own
contain
cops,
it.
courts, and everything.
Basically, yeah, it's weird.
That's exactly it. It's very strange. It's yeah, it's very interesting how they do these things. So yeah, so he's getting it from both sides right now, from both huge bodies. I mean, these are.
Yeah, he takes his legal scandals just like Trump, straight up the butt.
He does. Him and that mugshot. Oh my God, I've been having too much fun with that too. But yeah. Yes. But yes, so this is interesting too. It says Spain's Secretary of State for Sports, Victor Franco, who heads the Sports Council, said FIFA's decision reinforces and reaffirms that the path that the government of Spain announced yesterday was correct. At an emergency General Assembly of the Federation on Friday, Rubiales had dug in, painting himself as the victim of a witch hunt by false feminists and receiving applause from the mostly male crowd.
Was that written by the same guy who wrote that tripe for freaking Andrew Tate? I mean, come on.
Must be the same person.
Yeah.
What is a false feminist? What is that supposed to be?
Very good question. Yeah, someone pretending to be a feminist? I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
you women pretending to be feminists. Now stop it. grow some balls and be a man like you're supposed to be. It doesn't make any sense.
Well, it doesn't. It's very strange. It's just really weird. And then I've never heard of that before. False feminist. I've heard of feminazi, but never a false one.
The other thing is that, and receiving applause from the mostly male crowd.
Oh, of course.
do you know why women's football has become so popular in the past few years? It's not because it's women play. It's not like women playing what do you call it, volleyball, beach volleyball, or anything like that, and you see their bums and their tits wobbling around. No, it's because they're playing better than the male teams.
Yeah, well, I've heard real football fans say it's damn competitive game and good watch.
Yeah. And their female teams win more of the matches than the male counterparts.
Well, I used to play in school. I used to, of course, it's Maine, so you can't dress in a bikini. It would freeze your ass off. But but we would play in not competitively, but we would play as part of a indoors. But we'd have a lot of fun.
You let the other side win. You weren't competitive at all.
No, exactly. But the girls, we watched the girls and the guys play, and the girls do play harder, and we did. We did pretty good.
Cool.
Thanks. Yeah, we had a lot of fun doing that too. It was cool. But yeah. Yeah, so it goes on to say that Hermoso responded that Rubiales was lying about the kiss being consensual and that she had felt intimidated. The Federation backed Rubiales, saying he was telling the truth. While Rubiales held his ground, Federation Vice President Rafael Delamo, who had been in charge of women's soccer, resigned. 4 assistant coaches for Spain's senior team, plus 2 coaches of the women's youth teams, and 5 other staff members for the senior and youth women's teams also resigned on Saturday. Hermoso received an ovation from the crowd when she attended a preseason match Saturday for Atletico Madrid, the club where the 33-year-old forward started a long and successful career. Players with Atletico and visitors AC Milan posed before a banner reading, "We are with you, Jennifer Hermoso." Meanwhile, the honorary game of the Friends of Luis Rubiales, in which Rubiales was planning to play in southern Spain, was canceled by local authorities over security concerns. Feminist groups plan to protest the match in Motril, which had been scheduled before the scandal erupted.
Yeah, I heard there was too many tall buildings for snipers and they just couldn't take the risk. There's no way they could cover them all.
They were going to snipe all that masculinity. Just kidding. That's not good. So that's what it is.
We should say to all you people out there with guns, don't waste your ammo on somebody like this. Let the courts do it.
Exactly. And that's what you should do.
He'll just glance off his head anyway.
Or you'll be blinded by that shiny thing, so you won't be able to do anything. Sorry, everybody.
Well, I'm sure the skull is thick enough. It kind of works like armor.
Yeah, exactly. There's no empty spaces for a brain in there. Cadiz and Sevilla became the first men's teams to make public showings of support for Hermoso before playing games at their home stadiums. Cadiz's players held up a banner saying, "We are all with Jenny." The club did what it was supposed to do, which was send a message of unity for men's and women's soccer, Cadiz player Luis Hernandez said. Sevilla's player wore T-shirts with the message, "This is over," echoing words Hermoso's teammate and 2-time Ballon d'Or winner Alexia Putellas posted on social media on Friday. The crowd also chanted, "This is over." Also, Barcelona coach Javi Hernandez condemned Rubiales' behavior, calling it totally unacceptable. Others who have criticized Rubiales have included the European Players Union, Spain's Women's League, and political parties from both the left and right in Spain. Iberia Airlines and other federation sponsors said they backed the government's effort against him. While Rubiales mustered some support at the assembly, his supporters began to abandon him after his suspension. Spain's women's coach, Jorge Vilda, and Spain's men's coach, Luis de la Fuentes, who were among those applauding him on Friday, issued statements Saturday admonishing his conduct. The furor over Rubiales comes months after Spanish soccer was rocked by racist insults on Black star Benicius Jr. Some people were arrested and charged with racist chants against Jr. and of hanging an effigy of him.
Whoa.
Not good. Rubiales holds the 46 holds the number 3 ranking elected position in the UEFA, which pays him 250,000 euros or 270,000 American dollars annually plus expenses. Rubiales made 339,000 euros, 365 American dollars in 2021 after taxes for presiding over the Spanish Federation. He was elected to so he stands to lose all that if they kick him out. He's done. Ugh.
Oh, by the way, can I, Amy? Can I give you a little bit of a lesson in footballese? You say FIFA and UEFA.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Yes, I don't see much football.
No, neither do I.
UEFA. There we go.
Sounds like something you go to the gynecologist for.
Yeah. Oh, I got UEFA. I got UEFA in my urethra.
Exactly. He was elected to the executive committee by UEFA, a member federations in 2019, and was promoted to the vice presidency by UEFA president Alexander Cheferin. Neither UEFA nor Cheferin have commented on the Rubiales scandal, which is very interesting. Rubiales, whose term runs through next summer, is a former player who led the Spanish affiliate of the World's Players Union for 8 years before being elected in 2018 to replace his federation predecessor, who ended up behind bars for corruption.
Whoa.
Exactly. So we got some real winners on the top of this place. His tenure has been marked by moves to modernize Spanish soccer as well as scandal. He revamped the Copa del Rey to make it a shorter and more exciting competition, but his overhaul of the Spanish Super Cup, which consisted in taking it to Saudi Arabia for $40 million a year, was criticized by human rights groups and scrutinized by authorities. Last year, Spain's state prosecutor's office announced it was opening a probe into the contracts behind the Spanish Super Cup contracts. So there's even more stuff coming out about this guy, too. Not all good. So.
Whatever town that their, main offices and everything, where they do all their stuff, whatever town they're in must have thought there was like a soccer parade going on with everybody that walked out because of this guy. They're just all walking down the street. Hey,
The thing is, I don't really say I don't really follow soccer, but there's some of the English people in the chat here. There's some sports fans and stuff, but European soccer or football, as we just like to call it, there seems to be some kind of controversy every year, at least one, a big one somewhere. It just seems to be a recurring thing. I mean,
it does.
There's always a lot of money involved in these sort of things, so I wouldn't be at all surprised if that's why it gets a bit touchy every now and then.
It does.
Yeah.
Well, the same with Formula One, right?
Big time.
You're a big fan of Formula One.
Huge.
Controversy all the time in big, expensive sports like that.
I have not watched the Grand Prix from today. Please, no spoilers in the chat. Thank you very much. I'll be watching it after the show. Please do not spoil the race for me.
The car won.
Yeah, Formula One. Yeah.
The car. Yeah, it won.
Yeah.
Formula. Oh, yeah. Okay,
yeah. A car won.
Yeah.
There we go. Yes.
Yeah.
It's interesting how each, any sport that gets too big, it's like anything that gets too big, I suppose. It's got corruption in it. And
but you look at the Olympics, these guys and so on, there is a lot of corruption in high-end big business sport. It's just gotten out of hand in the last, 20 years or so, right?
Yeah, it seems more now than it was before. And jail their asses.
Yeah.
Exactly. So it was just,
yeah.
But it does. You're right. It does seem like it's been more than.
Yeah.
Would we like to go on to the next one?
Sure.
Next sort of.
Do you want to go on to that bad one?
The Florida one.
Yep.
Yep, please. Yeah, we'll
All
go
right.
with that one, and then we can go to Prigozhin after that.
Perfect.
Thank you. That'll be good, and then that'll be good for the rest of the night.
Yeah, some giggles at the
Yeah.
end, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there we go. That'll work out. We'll end up on a slightly positive note there.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one is not good. This one is just really bad.
Yeah.
Again, yet another shooting. Yeah. Nothing will be done, but that's just
And-
my opinion. Sorry.
Yeah, and judging by the
I can't
headline
be
here,
impartial about this.
no, and I mean, judging by the headline here, people are like, absolutely, without a doubt, no hesitation, hate crime.
Oh, absolutely. He had manifestos and everything from what I had seen. So,
Oh.
yeah. So let's get reading. Yeah, here we go.
Deep breaths, Amy.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. I'm just losing faith in humanity right now. A white man fatally shoots 3 black people at a Florida store in a hate crime, then kills himself. Well, okay, so in Jacksonville, Florida, a masked white man fatally shot 3 black people inside a Jacksonville, Florida Dollar General store in a predominantly African American neighborhood on Saturday in an attack where he used a gun painted with a swastika, officials said. The shooter. Yeah, exactly. The shooter, who had also posted racist writings, killed himself. Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters told a news conference that the attack that left 2 men and 1 woman dead was definitely racially motivated. He hated black people, Waters said, after reviewing the man's writings, which were sent to federal law enforcement officials and at least 1 media outlet shortly before the attack. He added that the gunman acted alone and there is absolutely no evidence the shooter is part of any larger group.
Thank God.
Yes, exactly. And that is a big concern, too. Waters said the shooter, who was in his 20s, used a Glock handgun and an AR-15 semi-automatic rifle, with at least one of them painted with a swastika. He was wearing a bullet-resistant vest. He said the shooter had once been involved in a 2016 domestic violence incident and was once involuntarily committed to a mental hospital for examination. He did not provide further details on those incidents. Officials didn't immediately release the names of the victims or the shooter. The sheriff said the gunman had left behind in his writings evidence that leads investigators to believe that he committed the shooting because it was the 5th anniversary of when another gunman opened fire during a video game tournament in Jacksonville, killing 2 people before fatally shooting himself. The shooting happened just before 2 p.m. at a Dollar General about 3/4 of a mile from Edward Waters University, a small historically black university. In a statement, the university said that shortly before the shooting, one of its security officers saw the man near the school's library and asked him to identify himself. When he refused, he was asked to leave. The man returned to his car. Sheriff Waters said the man was spotted putting on his vest and mask before leaving. He said it is unknown if he had originally planned to attack the school. I can't tell you what his mindset was while he was there, but he did go there, the sheriff said. Edward Waters students were locked down in their dorms for several hours after the shooting. No students or faculty are believed involved, the school said. The shooter had driven to Jacksonville from neighboring Clay County, where he lived with his parents, the sheriff said. That house was being searched late Saturday. Shortly before the attack, the shooter sent his father a text message telling him to check his computer. The father found the writings and the family notified 911, but the shooting had already begun, Sheriff Waters said. This is a dark day in Jacksonville's history. There is no place for hate in this community, the sheriff said. I am sickened by this cowardly shooter's personal ideology. He said the investigation will continue. The FBI was helping the sheriff's office and said it had opened a hate crime investigation. Mayor Donna Deegan said she is heartbroken. This is a community that has suffered again and again. So many times this is where we end up, Deegan said. This is something that should not and must not continue to happen in our community. Governor Ron DeSantis, after speaking by phone with the sheriff, called the shooter a scumbag and denounced his racist motivation. This guy killed himself rather than face the music and accept responsibility for his actions. He took the coward's way out, said DeSantis, who was in Iowa campaigning for the Republican presidential nomination.
I'm no fan of the man, but I am not arguing with him right now.
Yeah, no, he's just gone up in my estimation.
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly it, and I can't blame him for that statement. Yeah. So, Both President Joe Biden and Attorney General Merrick Garland were briefed on the shooting, officials said. Dollar General's corporate office said in a statement that the company was supporting its Jacksonville employees as we work closely with law enforcement. Virginia Bradford lives in the neighborhood of modest brick and cinder block houses near the store. She frequently shops at the Dollar General and said she was meant to go there Saturday for detergent and bleach, but got sidetracked by other plans. Yeah. That's my store, Bradford told reporters looking past patrol cars with flashing lights blocking the street to the store a block away. I know everyone in the store. It's sad. Unsettled by the racist killings, Bradford, who is black, says she doubts she'll ever go back. I won't even send my kids up there anymore, she said. My nerves are bad. Penny Jones told the Associated Press in a phone interview that she worked at the store, located a few blocks away from her home until a few months ago. I'm just waiting to hear about my coworkers that I used to work with, Jones said. I don't know if it's safe to move about the neighborhood. Jones added that she was feeling awkward and scared.
Jesus Christ.
I know. Rudolph McKissick, a national board member of the Reverend Al Sharpton's National Action Network, was in Jacksonville on Saturday when the shooting occurred. As it began to unfold and I began to see the truth of it, my heart ached on several levels, said McKissick, who was a Baptist bishop and senior pastor of the Bethel Church in Jacksonville. The neighborhood of the shooting is known as Newton. It's a black neighborhood, and what we don't want is for it to be painted in some kind of light, that it is filled with plight, violence, and decadence, McKissick said. The shooting took place within hours of the conclusion of a commemorative march on Washington in the nation's capital, where organizers drew attention to the growing threat of hate-motivated violence against people of color. Reached by the Associated Press on Saturday evening, March attendee and Jacksonville native Marsha Dean Feltz said learning of the shooting was a death blow. It hurts, Feltz said by phone while on a charter bus home from Washington. Many fellow bus riders began hearing about the deadly shooting in their community just before they all boarded to make the long journey back, she said. It's a neighborhood, a black community that we come out of, said Feltz, 79, who is black. It's where our college is, Edward Waters University. LaTanya Thomas, 52, was also riding a charter bus from the march home to Jacksonville. She said she wouldn't allow the shooting to completely dampen her spirits, but she did feel sadness. We took this long journey from Jacksonville, Florida to be a part of history, she said. When I was told that there was a white shooter in a predominantly black area, I felt like that was a targeted situation. The attack on a shopping center in a predominantly black neighborhood will undoubtedly evoke fears of past shootings targeting black Americans, like the one at a Buffalo, New York supermarket in 2022 and one at a historic African Methodist Episcopal Church in Charleston, South Carolina in 2015. The Buffalo supermarket shooting in particular stands apart as one of the deadliest targeted attacks on black people by a white lone gunman in U.S. history. 10 people were killed by the gunman, who has been sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole. The shooting happened one day before the 63rd anniversary of one of Jacksonville's most notorious racist incidents, Axe Handle Saturday.
What?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's been quite a history. A group of black protesters were conducting a peaceful sit-in at a city park to protest the Jim Crow laws that kept them out of white-owned stores and restaurants. That's when they were attacked by 200 members of the Ku Klux Klan, who hit them with bats and axe handles as police stood by. Only when members of a black street gang arrived to fight the Klansmen did the police intercede. Only black people were arrested.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy fuck.
Fucked up. That was so fucked up.
It was absolutely fucked up.
Although I've got a bit of a criticism about that article. When they were like talking about, they were getting to like eyewitness quotes and whatever, this was really bad, blah blah blah, and they had to point out whether that person was black or not. It's like, why does that matter? Why is that person's opinion about what they saw or what they felt?
Well, in this situation, no. In this situation, it does, though, dude, because this was a targeted attack on black people in the neighborhood. So knowing if a person's black or white, you can really judge the fear level in their quotes and opinions and stuff. I agree. Sometimes that's pointed out when it doesn't need to be. But in this situation, I think it's totally valid and accurate.
Yeah, I agree totally. But it's you get my point though. You understand? It's just like, why did you have to point that out? Is that person's opinion changes because of the color of their skin? And I don't know. But he did it all wrong. So he should have shot himself first before he went and did the attack.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well,
right?
Well, yeah, exactly. And then thankfully we wouldn't have heard about this douchebag doing what he did.
Thankfully, it was only 3.
I know.
You know, not being funny. The guy with an AR-15 again.
Yeah.
You know, the weapon of choice.
Yeah. How does somebody in their 20s get so angry at people that they don't even know just because they look different that they could get to this point? What the hell is going on?
Well, yeah, I don't understand it. In this day and age, we have so much information and you can learn so much about other people and their cultures and learn so much about how people are. It makes life better when you do that. I don't understand why these people can't or won't. I don't know why they have so much hate, why they have to hate other people that like you said, they don't even know them.
Well, they were also pointing out that he was not part of a larger group. Are you telling me this guy has not been influenced by something or other, or somewhere, or on groups, or message boards, or something? You cannot possibly tell me that this guy is just like, in his young 20s, painting a swastika on his AR-15 and just decided by himself that he doesn't like black people and he's going to go out and shoot them. Yep. I don't believe that for a second. I
don't either.
No, this guy was groomed into one of those whole deals, man, for sure. And like he was involuntarily admitted for psychiatric and whatnot earlier in his life. He was damn susceptible to that crap too, I'm sure.
Absolutely. It easily radicalized when you find crap like this on the internet. It's just... And that's exactly what it is. Yeah, it's exactly what it is. It's radicalization when you have people like this guy who feels he must do these horrific things and against somebody just because they don't look like him.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
It's horrific. I can't imagine harboring that kind of hate in my life towards somebody I don't even know. Like, I'm not sure.
Exactly it.
I mean, if you were a drunk, like, not you, but, if somebody was a drunk driver and had been the one that, like, maybe killed somebody I knew or a relative of mine or something, I don't think I could get angry enough to just shoot them down in cold blood, as it's said. You know what I mean? I can't see myself ever getting that angry about something. And this guy's getting that way at people he doesn't even know.
Well, that's it. That's it right there. Mark Beiser has a member message that's probably a heavy Truth Social user.
Yeah.
There's a lot of that on there sometimes you'll see. And there are some comments that I've seen in Discord even that are openly racist. I mean, it's incredible. It's crazy.
Disgusting shit, man.
Allison Marlowe makes a good point. She says it may just be quote unquote perceived issues. Many younger whites don't understand the long time issues of blacks. We're older. We've seen the inequality. Well, yeah. And
that's a good point. I'm in my 50s, right?
Exactly. It's just.
Well, even we skipped over the really big bad days of racial hatred. Like the 60s and the.
And prior, which is just horrible.
Yeah. But there was still a lot of aftermath in the 70s of people that harbored a lot of, hatred and stuff. Yeah.
Even into the 80s, a lot of the times you would. Yeah. Because I have a lot of family members, some that are Korean, some that are black, and to see some of the things that were said to us when we were all outside playing, because I have friends that, known since I was little, so I don't know any different. Hey, friend, play.
Exactly, yeah.
But it's just... racism is one thing, and disliking, but somebody, for the color of the skin, whatever. Yeah, that's one thing. But just turning a gun on them.
Yeah,
that's
keep your racist shit to yourself.
Yeah,
don't even accost people with it. I mean, we gotten some when we were little, some nasty comments about playing with our friends, and we didn't know any better. We were just our friends.
Yeah.
We grew up with them, so we didn't know any different.
Exactly.
and then we were better for it,
Exactly.
and it's just so to see this still today, it frustrates me. It makes me angry because it's just willful ignorance is what it is. Nobody wants to take the time to learn about someone else or their plight, or to learn how to judge people individually, not just based on what group they're a part of. Like,
if you want to call somebody an asshole, get to know them so that you know they're an asshole and they deserve it. Otherwise, shut your mouth.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, there's plenty black assholes. There's plenty white ones too. If you want to shoot an asshole,
color under the rainbow.
Every community has their good and bad people. Hopefully, more good than bad, but it doesn't matter
most of the time
where
that
you
is
go.
Nice.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you go.
Exactly. You have to judge people on an individual basis. Are you nice? Mm-hmm. Cool. I'll hang out with you. Are you a jerk? Nope. Sorry. Bye-bye. I don't care what you look like.
Although I'm not condoning the act of just going out shooting people because they're assholes. You can't do that.
No, you can't. Yeah. You can't. Yeah. No, but
not even with a squirt gun.
Exactly. Well, exactly. What you do is you just be the bigger person and you walk away.
You go and give them an inappropriate kiss.
Smoochy.
Here, take that.
Yeah. Take this kiss. It's because I hate you.
Yeah. Oh my God. It's just craziness. But yeah.
Sometimes one kiss can turn a frog into a prince, and sometimes one kiss can crumble your entire existence. Choose wisely, people.
Exactly. Yeah, and be careful who you kiss too, because some of those kisses might lead you to you don't want. That sticks with you.
Yeah.
So, exactly, Lorena. Yeah, she says generally there are more good than bad, but doesn't take high numbers of bad to influence or through an act harm a community. And that's true. It's always a few bad apples that'll ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. Tate.
So,
absolutely.
Exactly.
Yeah. They take that whole pill movement and just twist it into something horrific. Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
So, did you want to poke fun at the inability for Russians to have safe plane rides?
Yes, please. Let's go on to Prigozhin. We have an update on him. Here we go.
It's confirmed he's still dead.
Look, did they put the ladder there just to make sure we knew it was in Russia for the photograph, right? Look at that.
I know. Look at that car.
That was that's the emergency ejection capsule from the plane. Just push a ladder at the back.
That's funny.
Exactly. Just throw them in there. Yeah. Okay. So basically, Wagner boss Prigozhin confirmed dead in plane crash, Moscow. Wagner chief Yevgeny Prigozhin has been confirmed dead after genetic analysis of bodies found in Wednesday's plane crash, officials said. The investigative committee, SK, said the identities of all 10 victims have been established and corresponded to those on the flight's passenger list. Prigozhin's private jet came down northwest of Moscow on the 23rd of August, killing all of those on board. The Kremlin has denied speculation it was to blame for the crash. I know. The SK said it was continuing a criminal investigation. Molecular genetic testing has been completed, it said in a statement. According to its results, the identities of all 10 deceased have been established, and they correspond to the list published in the flight manifest. The victims include several senior figures in Wagner, a Russian mercenary group set up by Prigozhin and involved in military operations in Ukraine, Syria, and parts of Africa. Among them was Dmitry Utkin, who managed Wagner's military operations. The others on the Embraer Legacy plane flying from Moscow to St. Petersburg included Wagner members Valery Chekolov, Sergei Pustin, Yevgeny Markarian, and Alexander Totman, and Nikolay Matsuyev. The plane was flown by pilot Alexei Levshin and co-pilot Rustem Karimov, and there was one flight attendant, Kristina Raspopova. The crash came 2 months after Prigozhin led a Wagner mutiny against the Russian armed forces, seizing the southern city of Rostov and threatening to march on Moscow. The standoff was diffused after a deal was reached, which led to Prigozhin and Wagner fighters relocating to Belarus. However, Russian President Vladimir Putin described the mutiny as a stab in the back, and there has been speculation that Russian security forces were somehow involved in the crash. U.S. officials quoted by CBS have said that the most likely cause of the crash was an explosion on board the plane, and the Pentagon said Prigozhin was probably killed. On Friday, Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov said rumors of foul play were an absolute lie. Mr. Putin had sent his condolences to the families of the victims. He described Prigozhin as a talented person who made serious mistakes in life.
Yeah, like being on the jet that I targeted.
Yeah, that I shot down.
I like the bit where the Kremlin's like denies speculation.
Absolutely.
They're denying the speculation because we did it. There's no speculation.
Yeah, we know who did it. I mean, the only surprise is, like I said last week too, were that one, he lasted as long as he did, and two, that he didn't get pushed out of a window.
Totally.
Although they do seem to like gravity as well, because of course, obviously the plane came down after it. So gravity is one of their favorite weapons, we'll say.
Oh yeah. Here, I want to set up a gag here because I think this would be funny. Okay, ready? Here we go. Where is it?
Loser! You're a loser! Are you feeling sorry for yourself? Well, you should be, because you are dirt! You make me sick, you big baby!
There.
Why is he taking it out on that poor larder?
It's not the car's fault.
Yeah, poor car.
I know.
It's probably a barn find. It's probably been there for 30 years.
Yeah, I know. It's a collector's edition.
Oh, yeah, but a ladder that's lasted for 30 years has been rebuilt 5-6 times. I mean, come on. Let's be honest.
Oh, my God.
I mean, let's face it. It's a good job the plane didn't hit it. Otherwise, it would have caused countless amounts of rubles of damage.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Maybe 30 or 40.
40 rubles worth. Yeah, that's about 40 cents.
Yeah, not even right now. That's probably 40 pesos, you know.
Yeah, I think the ruble was trading at a penny right now.
Yeah, it's
Penny
really,
US.
really bad. It's unbelievable.
It's really low right now. It used to be like at least a quarter or higher.
Yeah.
And now it's not so much. So yeah, it's gone down a lot.
Oh yeah. If you're in Russia and you tried to order a bar of soap on Amazon, it's going to cost you about 3 years' salary. You know?
I know.
And also deliveries
Millions.
might be a while.
Yeah. Because they have to skirt around because they can't quite direct deliver to Russia. They have to find an in point here. Oh my God.
Oh, it's funny though.
Ew, Dave Cernick. Prigozhin had dandruff. They found his head and shoulders in the wreckage.
Oh, that's funny, man.
Oh my God.
Oh, that's
God.
awesome. That is funny, man. That is funny.
Exactly.
See, I find this whole part of the story where there's like, they're confirmed by genetic materials, blah blah blah. That seems to be awfully quick.
That's what I was thinking too. I'm so uneducated on the process that I don't know how long it takes anymore. But I was thinking to myself, that almost sounds Hollywood fast, and it just doesn't work that way.
I think so. I think you're right.
Well, did they send some like remains off to 42 in you and found out that he's part he's part Viking.
It probably went down like this. Before our recovery people shot everybody in the head just to make sure they were dead, we got their photos and we know it's them.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, we don't want to be caught out for this. No witnesses. No witnesses. Exactly.
Oh, that's funny. And then they probably just cubed up the bodies, Well,
the thing is them saying, he's definitely confirmed dead. That kind of like, that's going to set off the conspiracy people who believe that he's still alive, and this was his this was like a get out clause for him by the Kremlin to bugger off somewhere and start a new life somewhere.
Well, the going conspiracy, I'm just on Rumble right now. The going conspiracy is he was actually sold to cohorts of Andrew Tate, and he's working right now.
Oh, it's going to be on Pornhub doing sex videos.
Do you remember the glasses and the eyebrows and the nose?
Yeah.
Disguise. If you see anyone like that at all on OnlyFans or on TikTok or on anything like that, you found your guy. You found your guy.
It'll be lifting up and going, "It's me, it's me, it's me."
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's funny. Oh man.
God, if you signed up to him on OnlyFans, God, you're desperate.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
That is a challenging wank.
Missing the homeland.
Oh my God. So I think we've done it for this evening. We made it.
Yeah, we got our list. We're good. We're good. Wow.
We did. So what do you have anything you want to say, Doug, about tonight?
Yeah. I mean, look, horrible. Jacksonville, bad story. Prigozhin, sod him. He spelled it wrong in the title, Dick, by the way.
Oh, really?
That's okay.
Well, in the title of the show, I'm looking at Trump. Did you have something else on Trump? You had Andrew Tate, which, scumbag, absolutely scumbag, and Fukushima and more.
Yes. I was going to say that they did release the water and they tested it and it came back with no more radiation than was already in the ocean. So
Have you heard that a lot of people have stopped ordering, food from Japan, from Fukushima, because it's contaminated, blah blah blah. Everyone's gone into like panic.
China's
even though the scientists have said, no, it's fine.
No, it's exactly fine. And they're going to test weekly for the next 36 months or so, I think it is.
Yeah.
So, it's, but the first test after that's exactly it. They know what they're doing now. That this is 2023. Mm-hmm. They know how to filter all that stuff out. And like they said, it was no more radiation in the water than there normally is anywhere.
Well, there's 1,000th of the radiation in natural background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Yeah.
So it's basically, so it's okay.
Yeah. It's probably cleaning up the oceans. What are you talking about?
Exactly. It's probably diluting it further. I mean, what do these people want?
Oh, dear.
Exactly. But so that worked out. Trump, we were going to do some more on his thing, but we couldn't get the video to work. So
that was actually my fault. So we'll pick that up we'll pick that this week on the 42 show as we go.
Well, it just say and more. It just say and more. So here's some more. That was it. That's the
called
bit.
Clickbait. Now shut up, will you?
It didn't work. I didn't click on the video.
Well, there we go.
But I did give a thumb up, though.
Well, that's nice.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Exactly.
But I learned something today.
Mm-hmm.
Anytime you're boarding an aircraft, you should look on the fuselage to see if there happens to be a big bullseye. Because if there is, you probably shouldn't get on that fucking plane.
Exactly. Yeah. Or if you board any plane that has anyone with even remotely close to Eugene, run away.
Yeah.
Exactly. So how about you, Dick? Do you have any final thoughts on tonight?
I would just say to the people of Jacksonville, this is a horrific story, and it's so sad to hear that it's actually repeating and repeating and repeating. And if you're one of those people out there with that kind of hate in your life, shoot yourself first, you horrid piece of shit.
Well, that's exactly it. It's very heartbreaking, and my heart and my thoughts are with them right now because that's just horrible. It's just awful. So, but it was otherwise, the other stuff like Prigozhin. Okay. Yep. confirmed. We already knew it, but thank you. And then we have our other stuff like Andrew Tate, who is a disgusting pile of garbage, but we already knew that.
Maybe he should get on a plane over Russia. Just saying.
Ooh.
They've got to have one more missile, right? Come on.
Yeah.
I know. It would be great to have, Prigozhin saying, it'd be just like, slapping his thigh, slapping his knee. Hey, Andrew, come and sit on my knee. Come and sit on my knee. There's plenty space.
Yeah.
That's funny.
And I'll give you a big kiss afterwards.
Exactly. The FIFA issues are a whole bunch of drama. That's
drama llamas.
Exactly, they're a bunch of drama llamas. So we'll find out about what happens with that too eventually.
Yeah.
So that one's not too. That one's not too bad to deal with.
It started with a kiss. No one ever thought it would come to this.
Exactly. Exactly. So I do want to thank everyone in the chat for coming. Thank you so much. I want to thank all of our moderators in the chat as well. You've been doing an amazing job throughout the whole week, throughout our Starsky show. Thank you so much. You do excellent work. I can't thank you enough. And I thank you so much to CF Beauty. She's the one who heads all of that. So thank you so much for all of your help. It's been amazing.
Damn right.
Thank you so much.
It's been a very, very, very busy week.
Yeah.
Exactly. A very busy week, starting the new shows and doing all of that. And they've stepped right up to the plate. They've been amazing. They're efficient. It's awesome to see. It's really cool.
I'll give you a big kiss, but I might get into trouble.
Exactly.
We'll have the Shills disciplinary board.
Oh my God! It's like Linus Tech Tips all over again.
You don't want to deal with HR for the Shills. No. And not good. And I want to thank you too as well. We've all stepped up to the mark too. So
yeah.
Thank you so much. It's always great fun to do these shows with you guys. So thank you so much for that. So thank you. It's been great. So
I was gonna say good night, kissy kissy, but I can't.
Not tonight.
No, inappropriate. I'll just give you a good manly hug. Yeah.
There we go. But we'll go if you try to do that. Yeah.
Uh-oh. We're crashing.
We're crashing. No. All right. Well, thank you once again, everybody. And I want to wish you all a great week. And if school starts for you, woohoo.
Boo.
Good night, exactly. Good night, everybody. Thank you.
Night. Bye.
Good night.